Okay, so I'm gonna get started on a board in a second here. Had a lot of trouble with the stupid microscope camera to work. Rob Brown is here. Move my live chat over here. OBS over here. Okay, let's have a look at this board. So this is a 820-4924, goes to a 2015 Retina 13-inch and has some liquid damage. I will get started in just a second. YouTube notifications obviously didn't work. I say that because I started a stream and the drop frames were at like 97%. So so I restarted it, and every time you restart it like that, it never works right. Okay, so let's go over this board real quick. Quick visual inspection. So, a lot of times when the board is, when anything like juice or wine is spilled on it, it won't really corrode. It just turns into the sticky gunk that you see here. We have a little bit of corrosion right there. We have corrosion right here on these capacitors. Just keep going up. Nothing by the CPU V-core area, which is good. We have some corrosion by that FET and that capacitor. That's no good. U1950 looks okay. Everything else is pretty much clean. It's just a little bit of corrosion by the SMC. A little bit right there. It's going to be no good. Yeah, you can see that cap is all destroyed under there. Let's see if this like comes off. I don't want to get that gunk on my tweezers because I have no idea what it is. Number one rule is you always clean something you don't know what it is. This is like wine or juice or something. So that IC has to go, obviously. That cap has to go. But yeah, this board isn't too bad. I'll make this work again. So I'm going to start. Greg M is here. Link's Repair is here. Ernest is here. Okay, let me get on my fume extractor. Yeah, sorry for the lack of streams lately. I've been incredibly busy and have not had time to put any time into repair videos, so Rad Computers is here. So I kind of like to, not mark, but I like to put flux near whatever I'm going to rework, even if I'm not reworking that area immediately. So I'm going to put flux here. The flux is also going to help remove that edge bonding. Then right here, and we'll get the TPS 516 too. These caps are okay. These ones are not. I don't trust these. Neither do I trust these. We'll get some flux under here too, because this chip probably got hit. That's RAM for the camera. Hi Bailey, how's it going? So I'm going to start here. Grab a donor board. My head decided an excellent time to start hurting right after I start the stream. That's excellent. I want to clean this stuff or else it's going to harden fairly quickly. So ideally clean that sugary junk when it's hot, so you can actually clean it. It's like that. Ultrasonic should take care of the rest. When will you start doing real estate videos? Hopefully not for a long time, because I want to stay in my $500 a month space for as long as I can. How do you tell a good temperature when trying to remove a component with air? I just use 430 on laptop boards. This tip is way too big, but I don't want to change it, so I better change it. I don't want to screw anything up. Yeah, I use 430. You could use whatever you want, honestly. Use what you feel comfortable with, but generally 430 is what I run at. Paul is here. This chip is no good. That has a giant chip in it. That would not work. See, something like that is probably something I wouldn't have noticed if I left it or didn't look twice at it. And then what would have happened is I would have tried to turn it on. It would have no image, and that would have probably sent me down a rabbit hole. Let's grab another 4924. There's got to be one or two in this mess. What's funny is I used to have the donor boards all organized, even as labels that says, you know, A1502 or MacBook Air or something like that, and they don't stay organized. They just go into a huge mess. So 49. And here's a 4924. Paul, this is actually the mic that Lewis sent me. This is the Countryman E6. I think it still does that thing where it cuts in and out, but for the most part it's been good. I suck at soldering tonight. Alright, I'll give this little reflow and then we'll test it after. See if it has no image. Should be good enough. Okay, next area was the SMC. So we had some corroded components. We'll give this a good reflow. Couple caps, couple resistors. This area will be fine. So one trick to take the edge bonding off easy, I used to do 100 Celsius, then heat it. If you put flux around it and give it a good blast of 430 or, 380, 500, whatever. Not too long, but just a good amount, like that. With flux around it, the edge bonding will come off like butter. Just have to do it kind of quick before it cools down. John is here. Oh well, that resistor came off. I'll replace it. I don't usually replace liquid damage resistors. I'll just touch them up. Unless they're really bad, of course, then I will. Sean, you shut up. Whenever someone starts saying don't do this or I hope it's not this issue and that issue ends up being like the CPU or something, it always happens. Every time. What was the issue with this one? Just liquid. Kind of work a little bit slower lately because my hands aren't as steady as they used to be for some reason. No idea why. Some more flux in here. These probe points are a little bit nasty right here. So we may have to run, no, I don't think we'll need to run a wire. We'll just have to clean these off a bit. That should be good. Yeah, there's no physical break, so just heavy oxidation. And flux will solve that problem. Is that flux a liquid because of itself, or is it liquid because it's hitting the warm board? It's liquid because it's hitting the warm board. Yeah, the flux itself is like not even that consistency. I'll just put a little bit here. Yeah, the flux itself is like that. It's a gel, and it becomes liquid as it's heated. This one I'm a little bit concerned about. So, but it's alright. It still has a connection across there, and if as long as we put some solder there and make sure it's bridged over. What I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to scrape a little bit at the trace, so you can kind of see how there's a trace there. It might be a little bit, might be a little bit hard to see. There's a trace here, and I want to kind of scrape away at this a little bit so I can make a good bridge and make sure there's contact across the trace, or across the probe point. Let me clean it. Yeah, this flux comes out of a syringe too. It's a little bit different. It's kind of only available from Amtech. I need to reorder it. And I was going to sell it, but the state of California makes it too hard, so I'm not going to sell it anymore. So I'll just buy it for myself. I want a bridge and it won't make a bridge. That's what I kind of hate about. Whenever you want a bridge, you can never get a bridge, but whenever you don't want a bridge, you'll always get a bridge. Alright, Paul, I'll hurry. Come on, bridge. Ah, screw it. Wire time. Here's my wire. But when I don't want a bridge, it's always going to happen. And I just broke the wire. Okay, now it bridged. It bridged and I lost the wire. Good job. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, so this is the next area. Not too bad. Main issue is going to be this MOSFET. I'll take that plastic thing off after it melts. The fact that this is corroded means also that the TPS 519-16 could have been damaged, so I'm going to replace both of them out of caution. And these new, the Hako CHP, whatever they were, 3SA, they seem to have changed the material lately, and they always bend. They're not magnetic anymore, and they always bend. So I'm not too impressed with those anymore. These 3 caps. What am I melting? The plastic. Why not? Paul, I've been using these Vetus ST14, so these have been excellent. Yeah, these have been really nice. The tips are super fine point compared to the CHP, so this is the CHP. So I recommend these. They're a good price too. What is this? Is this a diode right here? It's a resistor, and it's gotta go. Just getting some leaded down so it's easier for me to wick away. Grab my wick. I think my pair of the Vetus were like $7 for one pair. So I don't care if they're fake or not. They do a good job. This one cap is kind of ugly. Now we clean this up. Martin, I haven't seen a Tim cam in ages. No, I got rid of the face cam because I noticed when I don't show my face, viewership goes up. So yeah, I just have this cam which has the bench. So who are we kidding? Nobody watches this channel to see my face. You probably don't want to see my face. I haven't shaved in a while. Alright, let's get rid of this foam, plastic, whatever it is. It's starting to bother me. I don't want it to melt anymore. I can't stand when somebody leaves something. So if you melt this and leave this, shame on you. It's one thing to melt it or take it off, but it's another to melt it and leave it there. I hate it. It's not okay. I don't know if this is for like to pull heat away from these caps, but yeah, it's not really that important in my opinion. There. Okay, so not too bad. A little bit of corrosion on these pads. For the high frequency shake shivers, I'm considering buying those foam padded tweezers. I don't know, like mine, it's not really shaky, but lately it's like I haven't been able to move my hands a small bit. It's like it moves over what I want it to. Probably overwork. Because I've lately been working a lot longer and a lot more than I used to, which is a good thing. But that probably explains my issues. Hi, Tom. No, Martin, that's not true, actually. I've been working a lot more than I used to. As far as, effort-wise, trying to get stuff done quicker. And turnaround stuff on most stuff has gone down drastically, which is good. This pad is a bit corroded. I have to scrape that with tweezers. Paul, can you send me a link to those tweezers that you're talking about? That's good to go. Okay, it's time to start placing stuff. Thanks, Paul. That MOSFET's ugly. I don't like it. The edges are chiseled and stuff, so I want to get a different one. I want to check out these tweezers real quick. And the hunt for another 4924. 3476 should be the same. I don't like leaving, like, something that handles a lot of power like this. If it's chiseled like this, I really don't, I don't like it. Just because I don't want it to fail. In short, so you know how they drill holes in donor boards? The person that drilled the hole in this picked a very, very poor place, and this honestly makes me sick to my stomach where they put the hole. Really? Look at that poor SMC. Why'd you have to do this? Come on. Why? You couldn't have made the hole like 2/10 of an inch the other way. No, a little bit more than that, but that's just cruel. That's bad. That's no good. have them do that with some of my boards too, taking out the parts I need. Yep, that's how they work. They can read your mind before you buy them, and then they destroy it. Our issue on this board, so if I were to guess the failure mechanism, it is going to be this MOSFET screwing with this chip, and that was probably keeping all sys power good low, leading to our issues. Oh, that side doesn't need touch-ups, that's fine. We need one cap right here. Did I do a stupid? I did do a stupid and left the SSD in. Oh well. Okay, so these caps. This can probably be a little bit confusing. Just the pattern. So we should have... I'm honestly surprised the heating element in my Quick has not died yet. It's still the original heating element. It's almost 4 years old. I remember that too, Paul. That was a long time ago. So my original unit made a lot of money with this thing. I think I got this around my 16th birthday. I think so. I don't know if that one's enough stuff or not. If it isn't, it's probably unimportant. I just smelt the tantalum cap blow up. I don't know if it was on which board it was on. Did that just happen too? Yes, it did. Of course it did. Yeah, not my night. Gotta love when stuff like that happens. What's with me tonight? I don't know. I can't seem to solder tonight. And I'm guessing this coming out of the tantalum capacitor is not good. That's coming out of it. Is that what exploded a minute ago? Oh, just something on top of it. It's fine. Okay, I think that's it. Just make sure there isn't any solder balls or capacitors like this one where they shouldn't be. Paul, I've done that too, so on the tin can type capacitors, what I do is use some of the chip quick low melt alloy, put it on the legs of the capacitor, and take it off with my iron or low temp on the hot air, and you'll get them done that way much better than you would before. That would happen to me too. I sometimes would get to the point of turning them on and then they'd explode, and that's no fun. Just gonna make sure there isn't anything overly bad lurking around the board that we left there. Would hate for something to short like PP bus to a CPU line. That would make me rather sad. But everything here looks good, I think. Let's grab the enclosure. I'm gonna test this. Sad I can't go home yet. I still have a couple more tickets to go. Yuck, flux at my hand. Oh well. I kind of want to go home, but I can't go home. Because there's this one customer I really, really, really want to go away. But I can't leave until their computer's done so they can get it in the morning and go away. Hopefully, and don't come back. I hate machines that constantly fail like that, where something fails after you worked on it, then it's suddenly your fault for breaking it when you did nothing wrong. There's flux everywhere on this board. Face cam is lousy, Teresa. Why not bench cam? What's wrong with bench cam? Um, Paul, I'll take a Razor customer over this customer any day. At least the Razor customer has money. It's worse. It's the worst thing is with the yelling, screaming type customer, and it's even worse when they don't want to pay you. And is paranoid that you're trying to steal their 2008 MacBook. It's like, no, I don't want your 2008 MacBook. Trust me. I really don't care. I really don't want it. Okay, let's see if this works. We have VCore. Now Apple logo, do something. Oh, works. And no, you can't see that anyway. You need a dungeon and a trapdoor. That's a good idea. So I fixed the board. Now, ultrasonic it. Because it's kind of gross. This is a great meter, by the way. I haven't put batteries in this yet. This is so you guys know when I got this, the battery still says full. And my door's unlocked. That's not a good idea. Looks like a case-modified version of the BSIDE. Does your meter have the USB mini connection on top? No, it does not. So yeah, this, it has the infrared, right? So it's obviously a full-blown multimeter, but this is absolutely amazing. With the FLIR, switch to FLIR, and you have thermal. Let's see, different color palettes, of course. This is actually one of the cool color palettes. Cold is in gray, but then it's like mixed iron. That's what the one, like the purple and yellow one is. It's called iron. And then the grayscale. So it's a pretty nice meter. I really like this thing. I got it for around 300 used. But yeah, that meter it's just like the ultimate tool for stuff. There's boxes everywhere. I can't really get to the ultrasonic. Throw them out of the way. I want 4 minutes. I will wait a little bit until the board's done ultrasonicking. Yeah, so this meter, I've been meaning to do a formal review video on it, but I haven't had a chance. One of the helpful things is, so you know how one of the complaints is with the FLIR is like, where is the heat coming from? Well, it has integrated laser function, so if you see something, right, turn on the laser and it shows it where it's at on the board. It's a little bit offset, but it's right around that area, and the resolution on this is actually really good. So if you put it up close to the board, so let's see, it's hard to see without seeing the screen, but you can actually see the components really good. You know, it's the resolution is really decent on it, so you really shouldn't have an issue with finding the short. Yeah, the laser helps too, so you can kind of see, you know, kind of see what you're measuring, and it's fairly close. It's like about maybe half a centimeter off, but it's not that bad. Yeah, I haven't even had to put batteries in this yet, which is really, really good. For double A's, I think it takes 3 double A's, so it's really good, especially with the screen, with that screen, 3 double A's, and it's been almost a month. Yeah, it's been over a month, actually. So yeah, I'm really happy with this meter. Yeah, I agree with the 9 volt. I had one meter. It was my old meter. It was a Bosch meter, cheap $30 meter. Thing would die all the time. It sucked. I shouldn't have been cheap. Well, I switched to. So what I used to do is distilled water, then alcohol. I switched to exclusively distilled water to wash the boards off, and they come out flawless. I've had no issues with just distilled water, and that's how I've been doing it for a few weeks now, and it's been great. People thumbs down the stuff my stream all the time, Paul. It's probably Teresa doing it every time. You don't want to see face cam. Trust me. I haven't left. I've been doing almost nothing but work for a while. I better lock the door before someone walks in here. You get some strange people that walk in at night, you know. Oh, can you fix this? Can you do this? No, can you get out of my store because it's after hours? After this, I have to do an A1286 keyboard, then I get to go home. One of these air things, these air pouches, I kind of have an urge to pop it, but I don't want to do that. Okay, how much longer on this board? Okay, let's have a look now. After ultrasonic, just have to dry it off. Alright, Paul, see you later. I like to dry it off with the hot air, then bake it. Spray that, clean that up, and I'll spray it with some contact cleaner in a minute. So there's still some junk under there, I could tell, just the flux, so I'm gonna give that a quick blast of contact cleaner to get rid of that. Now we have a clean SMC. Anel, don't even start with that nonsense. This SMC could technically still be bad. You need to see my school project. If I fail, I don't graduate. Send me a picture. Was that just an earthquake? Or am I too tired? I don't like to leave signs of rework like on the SMC in this area. Is California sinking again? I have no idea. Haven't really paid attention to it. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the oven to bake after ultrasonic. And that's it for today. If you want to see the board working, look like 5 minutes ago. So, thank you everyone for watching. Have a good rest of your evening, and I will see you in the next stream. I don't know when that'll be. It'll probably the next upload will be a pre-recorded that I haven't edited yet from a couple weeks ago, but yeah, I'm done for tonight. Well, I'm not done. I'm done with streaming, and then I have to do a keyboard. Nobody wants to watch that, so that's it for tonight.